Hey everyone, I survived my trip to Ukraine and now I'm at a conference in Luxembourg, tiny European country surrounded by Germany, Belgium, and France. And it's super expensive here, so I got this hotel here for 86 euros and we're surrounded by, we have like a strip club over here, we have like another one or two over there and another around the corner. So I don't know what's going to happen in terms of the costs here. But this is I'm trying to remember, I should actually know the name of the conference I'm at. It's the 33 MS Journées Arithmétiques. So this is a gigantic number theory conference. And I guess Opere announced his result that Zeta 3 is irrational here, some decades ago, wherever it was being held. So this is supposed to be a really kind of nice and fancy city, but I want to get around this area first and just kind of see what's going to be around here. I read a review of this hotel I'm staying in that someone was saying that it claims to be a 3-star hotel. It's not actually 3-star because they can't even close their window and there's so much noise outside because of all the drama going outside the strip club and everything. So, I don't know. I kind of look at this just like this can be kind of a fun adventure. And at least I don't have to worry about running down to a bomb shelter anytime something happens. I Googled Luxembourg and I got a population of 666,000. Is that in focus? Mark of the devil. So it's bigger than Poznan by a little bit. It's maybe about as big as Montenegro, more or less. And honestly, the vibe so far is kind of like Liège. We're gonna go somewhere nicer, I think, just to make sure it's there's other things here as well. Like one interesting difference I noticed though, like I think maybe goes along with like the really high prices I'm seeing, is when you land in the airport, you're immediately seeing things like about banks and about like wealth management and about, advertisement spam for like tax percent for your business and all this type of stuff. So, I mean, it might be kind of a little like Switzerland in that sense. I kind of got to get the vibe of this place and see what it really is. One thing I will say, whenever I hear these things like these aircraft up here, like I don't know if I have like a light PTSD or something from Ukraine, because I'm used to just kind of thinking like, oh shit, there's like a missile or a drone or something happening after being there. Like I wasn't scared at all when I was in Ukraine, but like I knew like, okay, get to the shelter and it's going to be safe. I hear all these things about Luxembourg being boring, people being unfriendly, things like this, and I have no idea. I'm actually kind of curious. I was recently in the most boring capital of Europe, and I'm, a Podgorica in Montenegro, and I'm kind of curious how this compares, if it's more interesting to me here or not. And one thing I was also just kind of wondering is, like, you have this math conference or something here, it's like stuff is super expensive. Would it be better to have it here or just put it in Moldova or in, Podgorica or maybe North Macedonia or something like that? Is there really some benefit here of, over one of these types of places that, usually aren't visited? And to be honest, there's already like one big, huge negative I'm seeing already is like there was a convenience store back there and it's already closed. Seems like so many things are just closing at 8 p.m. Like in all fairness, any country like this where like the grocery stores close at 8 or the convenience stores are, I mean, it automatically loses a few points. And like I fully well know that many of the, nice countries have this problem. But it's, I think, definitely a huge issue because, like, you're done working or something, you want to go just buy something and then everything's closed. I mean, it sucks. Hey man, I love the honesty for weed and beer. Good stuff. All right. Thank you very much. There you go. You're welcome. You too. Well, that guy was pretty friendly. Maybe people in Luxembourg aren't so standoffish. So at least one positive now is like, it's Monday night, there are still people out and about and still not happy about convenience stores being closed, but at least there's some sort of life around here. I do like this view here. I think this is really beautiful and got the moon up there as well, kind of makes it all fit together. Yeah, something kind of more like this if you zoom out a little bit. One really cool thing about Luxembourg is the public transportation is free, so this is definitely a big leg up over something like, Vienna or Zurich or some other places where it gets a little crazy. And I know that, of course, those costs come from somewhere. I'm sure it's tax subsidies in some sort of way, but I don't know, kind of like anything that tries to minimize driving and public transportation use. So I think it's pretty cool. Like this, and you can turn it around and be like this, and so you can say hi. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. YouTube, yeah.
You can ça c'est YouTube.
Yeah, I can give you a channel.
Yeah. Hey guys, me I am. Hey guys, welcome to Luxembourg. Me I am. Yeah, I am Nea. This is Medea. This is Jasmine. And go add and subscribe. You know. Yes,
Thank you.
Yes.
Well, despite what I heard, I mean, generally I am getting kind of a friendly vibe from people. You never really know what happens until you go somewhere. I've had a lot of surprises on my travels, and here's another thing I'm liking about Luxembourg. Look what I just found in the middle of the street. And so, you know, those who follow me know how much I hate, one, pay to pee, well, that is an issue in Luxembourg, but two, lack of bathrooms, and then, you know, Podgorica, that was a problem, Chisinau, that was. But here, I mean, look at this. So cool, so cool. I like that. Well, good morning, or I guess technically afternoon. Needed a bunch of sleep, and I worked pretty late until about 3 or so. So I had some work to do preparing my talk for a couple days from now, and also trying to get one of these Ukraine videos more or less finished and hopefully ready to post soon. So it takes like at least 40 minutes to an hour to get to the university from here, so I need to go to the train over here. And I was able to do a little bit of shopping also. The blackberries I got from the grocery store, just like excellent, so I mean, I'll see what the rest of the fruit is like. But the prices were, I think, really right around 2 times what they were in Poland, so it was and that's also not like in the best area of town. University is right on the border with France, and the train I'm in to get down to that part of town is just so hot. It's just like unbearable. It's gonna be about 40 minutes of this. Oh my god, I am so happy to be outside of that oven. This is not a compliment to Luxembourg, but traveling in this train was just as bad as going to any sort of post-Soviet country and traveling in a marshrutka in terms of the oven factor. Got an email. You're participating in an eco-responsible event. We understand that adapting to these constraints can be challenging. That's why we'd like to remind you of the importance of always having your cutlery, cup, and water bottle available. So it's kind of a pain in the ass, I guess, but it actually sounds kind of good, because like a lot of these conferences, people are just wasting disposable cups and things left and right. So I welcome this. We'll see how that goes. I think we're supposed to pay €4 for these things when we get there. And this is, so I mentioned it's hot, and I checked the temperatures about, is literally the exact same as Dallas, Texas now, and it's only getting hotter tomorrow. And they say, on another conference-related matter, we regret to officially inform you that all excursions announced during registration have unfortunately had to be canceled due to the extreme heat. Registrants have gotten a separate message. So that really kind of sucks, because there's some cool stuff that I wanted to see. So this is the cutlery here we get, right? Is this a tooth cleaner? What's this one for? Pipe cleaner?
You have the row and to clean the row. Okay.
Oh, that's the straw, to clean the straw?
Yes, the straw and to clean them.
Oh, wow, okay. So we're at the registration desk. So, a couple students in mathematical modeling helping here, so not in number theory. So these are the swag for the university, or sorry, for the conference, and the dinner ticket. So instead of blast furnace, we get to go up this cave, so that'll be kind of cool. But castmates?
Yeah.
Cool. Between talks, I want to actually just do an unboxing of this stuff so I can use it. So here's the fancy container. Let's see what we get. Okay, this is what we had before. We had the the spoon, the knife, and everything like that. I don't know if it has any special branding. Yeah, no special like conference cutlery. So I think it'll be useful with the stuff I bought from the grocery store though. And the cup. So I got a whole bunch of these types of cups at home from various conferences and math visits. And let's see what the water bottle's like, because I already have one here, but we'll get another one. Also no special branding, but it looks nice. And I think this is actually €5 instead of 4. So I need to go and rush to the next talk now. Hey, wait, I missed something actually. There's a sleeve. The Department of Mathematics of, I don't know, it doesn't say where. Presumably it's here though. Actually, yeah, I still haven't gotten to the next topic. It's kind of interesting to play with this because this is a straw, and like in all fairness, I never really used straws. And this is what they're showing me earlier, that this just goes like right in here to clean it out. I can just see myself just playing with this through like the whole conference probably, so I got to be careful not to do that. Conference is over for the day. It's still hot, but not quite as bad. There's at least a little bit of shade right now. So, you know, I'm not in like the main city of Luxembourg, but I'm in Bellevale, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. And, you know, like I said before, we're literally on the French border. And I haven't been to France since 2019 when I was in Marseille. So I wanted to just kind of cross over just to do it and look around the city some. Since it's 7 p.m., I assume probably everything's already shut down. So I'll look around a bit and I just go back and do some work then after that. So is this the weirdest university campus I've ever been on? I think actually University of Oulu might have been a bit weirder. So that had like one building and all kinds of weird taxidermy stuff and all these corners you'd have to walk by and parasites out on display. And it was, you know, then they had death traps leading out to the cold and all that. So I think this is probably number 2 though, is my guess, because, you know, who really expects to see this when you're walking out of class? But I do appreciate it. I do appreciate something surprising and not boring. I'm looking for how to cross over to France. Saw this creepy brain. I don't know what it's doing here, but I think this is trying to block my way over the border. This is turning out to be way, way, way harder than I thought. Luxembourg is already Texas without air conditioning and a blazing sun. And I think that might go to France over there. I think I see some people crossing it, but there's no shade. So the general observation about Luxembourg, they remembered all the stuff about wealth management and banks and all this sort of stuff, but they completely forgot to plant any trees, set up any shade, and it's brutal. I'll take trees over banks any day. I decided to just sit in the shade and just kind of chill out for a little bit and call some people and all that and relax. And now it's more than an hour later and it's much nicer out. So here is what I believe is the bridge to France. It's a little bit further. I misestimated from the map. Someone's backyard here is covered in barbed wire. That's a little unfriendly and sinister. I wonder what's going on there. Crossing over to France. Let me just get my face in here. France, okay, great. So we're gonna leave Luxembourg in the dust for just like a little bit. And we're going to France. And yeah, okay. I think that's enough. I've been in France. I wanna go back and rest. And this isn't really the nicest place to walk either, as you can see. Risking the oven again, but we're gonna try a train a little bit later. This is actually maybe a little bit air conditioned, so is better than it's not the Belarus mobile that I went on the way earlier in the day. To avoid the potential oven, I'm gonna take this train only for something like 10 minutes and then take a bus. Heard the buses may be a little better on that. And this is also pretty cool. This is a water fountain that they have there that you can use to cool off or to drink water or whatever. So let's try this out. Well, there was actually some sort of air conditioning, thank God, but then the train won't run. I don't know, they were saying it in French, I don't know what they're saying, but yeah, I think I'm not going to take back what I said yesterday about this being a Belarus mobile. Clearly these things really don't work that well, so I got to find another way. I might miss lunch, unfortunately, but I'm going to try to get to the conference. Okay, so here's the replacement, I think. Let's see if this is an oven or not. Okay, it is moving and it does have air conditioning, but I checked I only need to be on this one stop and then I switched to a bus. So hopefully nothing happens with the bus. It's ending up something like an hour and a half of trip time now just because of trains breaking down and things happening. And I just want to say this again, like Luxembourg really needs to invest in planting trees. Like this is really not nice. I mean, look at this. I think everything's kind of going wrong for me these couple days. So it turns out actually, I thought I had to leave with the group, but I didn't need to come down here. I could have just stayed in Luxembourg City and met them up there, and it took so long to get down here, and now I need to go back, and I'm actually going to miss being with a group of other mathematicians, but I can still see the cave on my own, so that'll at least be something. I do want to see the cave. And this is the free lunch that was provided, and there'll be also some apples and bananas over there. Back to Luxembourg City. Hopefully nothing will go wrong. I need to change buses, but I gotta rush over there, but this is just really cool on the way. So I read there's all these really cool playgrounds in Luxembourg for kids, and like, they are not exaggerating. Like, this pirate ship is like gigantic. It's like the rockets with the big slides in the background and everything, and kind of want to play in it myself, but I need to catch the bus to get to this cave. Oh, what a nice view this is. Check it out, you got the train going there too. On the map, I think that's supposed to be some sort of like maze down there. Shockingly, even though I'm here, I guess, more than an hour after the group is supposed to show up, it turns out I'm actually the third person here out of who knows how many. So, so I guess just no one showed up. Maybe there's some sort of mystery breakdown on the train. It seems to be par for the course in Luxembourg. No idea what I want to use as a thumbnail for the video. I could be like, woo, Luxembourg, so beautiful. Or like back this way, maybe over here. Yeah, I don't know. So it seems I missed some information because I wasn't there for the morning talks, so, or maybe I missed something in an email, I have no idea. So actually they started with a city tour, and then after that, then they do this. So his classmates who came from Spanish, it used to be like a house and kill, I think is what it meant. And that used to be a place where they shoot cannons. And the guy told us that like they could only shoot 3 times an hour because all this smoke would come in. And it was toxic gas and people would die if they did it more often. So that's a bit rough. And we're going to be going a bit deeper down.
So this cannon is not a real cannon, at least not from the times of these casemates. This cannon comes from the French period. You see there is if you watch well the cannon, you will see that it is the French one. So we put it here to show people why we have these openings. Yeah, sometimes people ask us if they shoot with champagne bottles. No, because there is a champagne bottle in here. It's empty, so we did not shoot with them. That's the weak point of the soldiers. So that's why they...
So this is supposed to be a 47-meter deep water well. That's can't even see the bottom. That's kind of scary.
And here, the people that they brought inside, they were still alive, and the rest they were outside.
Oh, I really need to go back to my hotel and get a bunch of work done. But I saw something that's probably the most accurate thing I've seen so far. That's a hot city. It's about 95 degrees right now. Just checked. It's exceeding the predictions even. And the tour guide was saying actually that right now they're explaining all the multiple malfunctions of all the buses and trains and things on the weather. And the previous week it was something else, and every week it's going to be something different. So, I mean, honestly, so far public transportation seeming like super unreliable. Even if it's free, it's kind of. Well, there was a big rain and it really cooled things off. I think it's not supposed to be too bad tomorrow. Maybe if I'm lucky I can go up to the blast furnaces, but I'm just kind of staying in because it was like way too hot, and now it's just kind of, there was rain and stuff, and it's just better to get a bunch of work done. And I have my talk tomorrow and I need to just finish my slides and send them off. And Professor Akiyama wants to get this paper written that we're working on pretty soon, so I'm working on some things that I'm doing in the paper and maybe a little bit of video editing. And well, the train has stopped and I'm not sure what's going on. So I did leave, early to get to my talk, but how, in all fairness, bad the public transportation here is, I don't know that I'll get there in time. I'm, crossing my fingers. I did get here on time, but it was enough to make me a little nervous when the train stopped because you don't know what's going to happen. And fortunately, the weather's much nicer. I think it's around 70 degrees, high of 75, so I can manage that. And I still really want to do this blast furnace thing. So I think you can go all the way to the top, and apparently there's sometimes they even set up like a zip line between the two, which that's actually pretty cool. So I want to see if there's a time that there'll be a little break that maybe I can sneak away and do it. And the history is that basically Luxembourg used to be a very poor country, and they found a bunch of steel here and around this area. The Luxembourg steel industry was really heavy. That's what these factories are for. And that made Luxembourg very rich. And now their economy, it's more based on the financial industry and everything, but there's still these remnants of their industrial past. Most things we know that have been constructed to be normal are not going to be Poisson generic, and so also Lebesgue almost every real number is Poisson generic in base B, so Lebesgue almost every real number is in all bases B, Poisson generic. If it turned out that this set was actually just co-analytic complete, this is what I would say that there's no hidden theorem. I think the talk went okay. It was a lot of information and new stuff to throw in a short amount of time, so it was probably hard to follow, but I got some good questions afterwards. And it turns out the blast furnaces are open till 7, conference dinner's at 7:30. And so I can actually go, there's this talk on AI, and I completely don't care about AI to be honest, but I'm gonna check it out anyways, and I can kind of do both. So I'll go to this talk and then blast furnaces.
Research delved deep into the theory of curves over finite fields, focusing on Ray class field constructions of curves with many points.
And using models that they've trained, they're able to match it up and predict what they think that the human saw based on the brain signal they recorded, and these are the predictions. Polynomial time algorithms based on Shor's algorithm, which will break these systems completely. So once we can get a big enough quantum computer built, we'll no longer be able to use these systems.
After the AI talk, there's some sort of wine and cheese reception, but I don't know. I think that up ahead is a lot more interesting. Okay, I don't have all that much time. We're allowed to go 40 meters up, not the entire way. And I'm opting to take the stairs instead of the elevator because maybe there'll be some interesting things on the trip. Well, I think this actually goes down, so maybe I'm going the wrong way on this, but I can imagine this, if this were like urbex, this would be super, super dangerous. I'm just thinking of the ZNTK Poznan factory that I go to somewhat often, or used to. These types of metal things are always pretty crazy. Oh, maybe it's this. Maybe it's this. Okay. Yeah, look at all this stuff. It's amazing they're preserving this. Okay. All right. All right. This is probably it. So I guess we got to go all the way up there. That's going to be pretty cool. The way this works is you can just keep climbing up, and then this is a salle de machines. You can go in here on the way. Look at these beautiful things. It still smells a little bit like urbex, just not enough mold. But yeah, if this were like really urbex, people would have stolen or, you know, melted down a lot of this for scrap metal or whatever. Trail du Montéchage. Yeah, I have no idea how to pronounce that. Check this out. We got like a dragonfly or something like that here. That's super cute. And I get a little nervous because I'm holding the camera right over this. I'm pretty sure this is the highest we can go, the 40 meters up. And the scale of a lot of this is kind of remarkable. You know, humans building these just monstrosities. Like, you know, not like recently in the past couple of decades, but like more than 100 years ago. With everything with this and with the Industrial Revolution. And I think this might be like, I'm thinking there's some sort of way to take a zip line there for some special events. I would not do that myself at all. 40 meters is, yeah, looking down is a rather unpleasant fall. So some other people just came up, just startled me a little bit. I also wanted to point out something. I found this real urbex. So we have what looks like a genuine abandoned factory that it looks like there's some construction over there. I don't know. Looks like that would be fun to explore too. Yeah, just this, all this just impressive scale. I don't know, it's just not even sure what to say about it. It's somewhere back here or something like this. Is this a good thumbnail? Or maybe if we go swing around to this thing behind me here. Is this a good thumbnail? Not really sure. I'm in a little bit of a rush because this is closing at 7 and I want to just hang out here for a while, but I got to go down, unfortunately. And there's a whole bunch more stuff right here. You know, this is something I bet if you actually had a guided tour, it could tell you what a lot of this stuff is. I think it's still really neat to look around, even if you know, you're not on a guided tour. I don't know what's up there. See, this is the thing that's really kind of scary in a lot of these industrial sites. And I mean, this was the same thing at ZNTK. Like, there's so many things that just could like kill you because they're just big and metal and you don't know what they do. And, or you could fall. That's why there's a lot of industrial accidents too, the machines doing things. And I mean, presumably this is totally safe now, but like, what is this? Okay, this is looking scary. Is this to like be hit by some sort of, yeah, I guess since it's a blast furnace, it would make some sense. That's scary looking right there. Like, let me get a shot in front of him. So yeah, it's I'm not wearing that. Well, I guess I would have to if I was down here and not to get burnt up. So I guess is this what's blasting the steel or something like that? I really wish I knew like how this thing works. Yeah, you got this. It's like you're entering the gates of hell or something like that. No, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm both fascinated and completely frightened by this type of thing. Yeah, look there. Damn. Holy shit. Well, I'm not a... There are many reasons I'm a mathematician and not a factory worker. Just noticed a fun contrast. You take this industrial hellscape behind me, and what happens when we go and look down here. Little nice pond, place to sit and eat. Yeah, I think I'm gonna head out soon, but if you go here, definitely stay more than half an hour. I didn't have enough time to really look at every detail. And this seems to be where the band is coming from also. And it doesn't really go anywhere, I don't think, so they're just up there playing. Well, there's a little unsettling way that this tour ended. I guess, were we supposed to take a safety helmet? And I don't see any here. Time for the conference dinner. I definitely need to go because I didn't fill up on wine and cheese. This factory was more interesting. So it's this way a bit. Luxembourg Rickroll. Can't believe I'm hearing this. All right, let's go to dinner. There seem to be more people than places. I guess that table's already taken. So, I don't know. Hey, what's up?
Hi, I'm Cedric from
Cedric.
Oxford.
I'm Bill.
Where is this university?
In Western Poland, in Poznan.
Ah, very nice.
Yeah. Poznan's nice. Have you been?
I've been to Poland, but not to this place.
What is that?
So Oh, Osmo Pocket 3. So.
You're like streaming your conference?
Yeah, I'm vlogging the conference.
This guy vlogs that.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So. Be yourself.
Hey guys, it's me being myself. Normally.
Oh, I got my food, and is this, yeah, good point. Is this worth 40 euros? Probably not. Looks pretty good to me though. Get some protein, get some gains.
For your YouTube channel.
Yeah, exactly. So we have unlimited chicken and white rice left, so you can keep your gains and get your protein. All the fancy stuff is gone though. Well, the conference dinner was definitely not a 40 euro thing or had any value anywhere near that. But nonetheless, at least for me, it was good because I got some protein, some carbs, things like this. It was pretty nice. And I'm finally back in Luxembourg City, and there's kind of a burning smell. I'm a little concerned, but yeah. Anyway, so I got to check out of my hotel tomorrow. And I got to pack everything, and I'm just not going to work tonight. You know, it's already midnight. I was talking a long time with people after the dinner and everything, so we're just going to go back now. And it's my last night in this area, and there's one of the funny things I wanted to actually see what was here. Turns out it's closed because, goddammit, everything in Luxembourg closes so early. So it's only open till 11, but I thought this was just like a normal shop, and it looks like it's some sort of actual like cinema, like cinemas, cabines, video, like. So I didn't know that this sort of thing actually existed in the modern age. So yeah, it's here in Luxembourg, but like everything else, it closes really early. Oh, good Austin 3:16 morning, and I need to check out a hotel soon. I think they'll charge me something like 50 euros if I'm late a little bit. I think that happens at these cheaper places. Of course, this is totally not cheap at all. And just to show you guys the room a little bit, you know, it's I gotta feel artsy, have a painting there. I guess, is that a painting on the ceiling? I'm not sure. There's kind of a lack of plugs. Like, I'd have to unplug the refrigerator to use that one. And when I was plugging in my laptop, I had to use this thing dangling over here. So realistically, when I'm charging various things, I had to go to the bathroom and kind of leave it here. That could get kind of close to the sink, which was a little inconvenient, but you know, shower worked all right and everything. And so just to give a little bit of a look outside, it's a bit more crazy at night. You know, if you go to bed at a normal time, you should not go to this hotel. But yeah, there'll be a lot of parties and drama and who knows what going on out there. So the hotel was okay, I think, for a short stay. It was interesting. The area was very colorful, and I don't think I want to stay there too long, but I guess it kind of served the purpose short term. Just as long as you don't go to bed too early, I think it's fine. And so it's the last day of the conference now, and I went and checked the train, and it says on the board, like, it's delayed and to find another route. So this seems to be like more the rule than the exception here. Like, it's so incredibly badly run, and they don't have, the weather's actually nice now. They don't have the excuse that it's hot and it's breaking down for that reason. So these conferences, a lot of times a lot of people leave on the last day, and it's hour and a half to get there on each way, and I'll have a flight to catch. So I'm gonna give like one more try with the public transportation. And if it doesn't work on the next try, then I'm just gonna forget about it. Like, I mean, really, this place, it's so bad here. It's crazy. Yeah, up here on top, this is the train that I was going to take, and I think I read earlier some sort of mechanical problems or whatever, and I'm gonna try this 11:32 one and see if that'll work. We'll give this a try. If it's an oven, we're not getting on it. And if it has another mechanical breakdown, I'm just getting off and walking around the city instead. There weren't any problems on the second train that I tried. And I was kind of thinking about it as well, that like, if I'm gonna ever come back here and have to do something with the university, for sure I need to stay near Belleville or this sort of area, because Luxembourg, it's a small place, but it's not as small as you think. And I was discussing this actually with someone here who mistook Luxembourg for Liechtenstein. And he ended up at, I won't say his name. He ended up, of course, at the right location to be in Luxembourg. But Liechtenstein is like really a city-state. And because they both begin with L, I can see, I think maybe even I was like half thinking this, I don't know, I'm not really sure. But I somehow thought Luxembourg is smaller than it is. And apparently there's someone who also thought this, that was staying on the other side of the country and found a room in some place. And I guess it takes them something like 3 hours to get to the conference or something like that. I don't know. It's a little crazy. So I guess the lesson is, yeah, Luxembourg, it's not as small as you might think it is. One thing I didn't mention is that there's actually a local Luxembourg language. And from searching online, it seems like something like 400,000 people speak it. It's supposed to be a Germanic language, but has like a lot of French and German kind of sounds in it, I've heard. I don't know what's actually Luxembourgish and what isn't, because I don't know French or German. I know, little bits and pieces. And this is what I'm wondering, is this thing I just found, is this from the Luxembourg language? Luxembourgish is what it's called or not. We have shaker grenade. And what's shaker grenade? It's pomegranate seeds. I'm kind of worried. I've had this for a little bit and I haven't eaten it yet because I'm worried it might blow up. Everything so far is okay. It tastes, yeah, like normal pomegranate seeds, but it's somehow actually a little bit less sweet. It's still good though. I finished the thing, and actually shaker grenade is kind of disappointing. As explosive as it sounds, like, well, there's almost no sugar in it. And if I'm having pomegranate seeds, I want some sugar. So I think this little top part, I might find a way to like de-stickify it and maybe take it to give it to the Hatchet Man next time I'm in Detroit.
Ok, merci.
We have the following up bound for is general proposal.
I kind of ran out of energy. I didn't mention it before. I was also at this conference in Warsaw immediately before this, and still I didn't get a chance to really rest after Ukraine, so I just sort of chilled out, and I'm at the airport now. And oh yeah, we have some more stuff about wealth managers and things like this. There's like even more here than I initially thought. I was looking around a bit. So I am waiting. Yeah, this is pretty funny in like a silly way. Gate B8. Wonder if you find the master at gate B8. Like or maybe dislike if you understand the joke. But I'm gonna just chill out, and I'm going to Krakow. I'm gonna be near there, and I'll just kind of give my thoughts after I get there and just rest for a while. Well, I am back in Poland. I'm in a small town outside of Krakow, and I'm in the mountains. So you can kind of see the amazing scenery I have right over here. So it's good to be home. And yeah, what about Luxembourg? So, the thing to keep in mind, I was looking up some of the statistics, and this can be like number 1, number 2 country in terms of like highest average income. So definitely Luxembourg was something a bit different than I was expecting. It was, I figured it would just be kind of boring and small and expensive, and it was a bit more ratchet than I really thought, for starters. And I don't know, there's kind of this question of like, would the conference be better off just in Moldova? Because like the public transportation, I mean, it was free in Luxembourg, but it was pretty terrible. And it'll be almost free in Moldova, and then everything else will be cheaper. So maybe just all math conferences should be in, I don't know, Chisinau. But honestly, there was a lot more to the place, that I clearly didn't see. So, I mean, there's a lot of beautiful castles and stuff I didn't see. So, like, basically, would I go back? And the answer is definitely yes. Am I going to rush to go back? Definitely not. Hold on, we got a really nice view up here. Check that out. And I would walk with that in the background, but I have to go uphill a bit to do that. So, yeah, I think it's just really kind of a matter of cost, because even that like crazy place in that weird neighborhood was like, the last night was actually 100 euros. So if I go back there, I would for sure stay in Belleville. And yeah, overall, I think it was just a nice conference. Got to meet some good people there, and I think I'm just going to kind of relax. So, like, comment, subscribe, all this, and stick around for the next video, and I'm going to just kind of enjoy this area right here while I'm still here.